MMXXII show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, told you that wouldn't last long. Matter of fact, it's what, 8 days since we did this? 8 days. Links above you. But anyway, Vegas is filling their head coaching vacancies. Bruce Cassidy, who I told you would not be unemployed long, is now the new coach in Vegas. Let's discuss. Now, if long-term success is the name of your game, then Cassidy's definitely your guy. In 8 seasons, parts of 8 seasons between, this will be his third team, between Washington and Boston, 509 games, he brings a 292 win, 155 loss, 9 ties. Do you remember ties? And 53 extra time losses. But the more impressive part of that resume is his 399 games in Boston, putting up a 245, 108, and 46 record, which included a President's Trophy season, which included playoffs every year he was a coach, which included a run to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2019. And the funny thing about if it wasn't going for a Game 7 and the Blues decided that the Bruins could dominate them, it could have been the Bruins Cup that year. But either way, he brings winning experience. That's for sure. He also brings a Jack Adams Award, which he won in that same 1920 season. So he can get you results. He can get you wins. I mean, for every season he coached, he didn't finish any less than third, with the exception of the one season that he didn't make the playoffs, which is also the same season, 2003-2004, and that was only due to being relieved of his duties early on in the season when he was in Washington. That was a lot to say in a short time. So how should this affect Vegas? And here's the problem with on paper. On paper, every year Vegas looks like a good team. This is their 6th season, and they're just coming off missing their playoffs for the first time in their 5 years before this. They've already been to the Stanley Cup, and when they were announced as a team, I believe they said they had a 6-year vision of winning the Stanley Cup. So no pressure or nothing, right? It's also the same Vegas Golden Knights that lost over 500 man games to injury last season alone. Therefore, the turnover rate in Vegas is pretty high. And at the same time, the cast changes so much that, are you shaking the dynamic a little too much? I still think they're taking a serious gamble with Eichel, and considering how the turnaround has been paying off for Buffalo, one might draw the same kind of conclusion. But if Eichel's going to have a healthy season, and a full 82-game season at that, will he finally live up to his number 2 overall status? Other than maybe personality clashes between coach and player, the only thing I'd be worried about if I'm Bruce Cassidy is job security. Because I gotta remember, this is Vegas' 3rd coach in 6 years. Yes, expectations are high, as they should be with any NHL team. But when does, as I said at the beginning, long-term success measure into the part? Because you want the results. They take time. And Vegas really has to step up the boots if they intend to stick with their 6-year plan, as was mapped out by Bill Foley. But again, as I said in the beginning, if long-term success is your goal, Cassidy's your guy. They could be scary good with the right roster. I mean, if they figure out the goaltending situation during the offseason, if they figure out their cap situation that's not going to impact the team in a negative way, it could be a scary thing looking at their roster at the start of the 22-23 season. But either way, that's one vacancy filled. It's another one of Trev's hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think, I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're at this point. That's great for both of us. You're helping out my algorithm. So give me a like. I think I've earned it. If you haven't and you're entertaining the idea, that red button that says subscribe all over it, I've told you enough about it. You know what to do. Socials in the description down below. Just moving forward, as with videos for the 22-23 season, we'll roll with it when we get there, right? I mean, the next thing on the agenda for the 22-23 season is the draft. But we're still in 21-22. We're just getting everything for 22-23 ready. Either way, in the meantime, and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from Trev. Later.